Here we go. That seems like that sounds like a lot of popcorn.
That's like 3 movies.
Of course you can.
3 movies per 1 large popcorn. That's what you should do. You can watch 3 movies if you buy a large popcorn.
That's so American of you, Serafina. So America of you.
I wish you would have known about popcorn.
Welcome to Mature Adult Time.
Hey, welcome back to Mature Adult Time. We're here.
Yeah, I'm Eric Kaz.
I'm Serafina Costanza.
Bradlys Philoctet.
We got Art Hernandez coming up here in just a second.
He's sitting in the corner right now because he's been a bad boy.
Art's on the mixer on the 1s and 2s.
Kicking ass, taking care of all of our equipment.
Art is he's wearing one of our t-shirts. If you want to buy one, you can't. How does it feel to want? It's a one of a kind. That's all I'm saying.
I wish Nike would have done that. You want these Jordans, but you can't. They're one.
You can't.
They do that.
Isn't that kind of their whole principle? Like
they literally have numbered shoes.
But for all their shoes, that would be dope.
Ford's doing that. They're only making trucks now.
I'm only making nothing.
What? That's not true.
Really?
Yep.
When did this happen?
I don't know.
Closing down all the plants?
I don't know if they're closing them down. They're modifying them for sure.
Huh.
Sections are definitely gone.
That sounds like
no more Ford Escapes, no more Ford Escorts, no more Ford Tauruses.
That sounds like a bad business model. We're only going to make 2 kinds of cars.
Wait, they're only making trucks? Is that what you said?
Yeah. And like SUVs.
Does that mean there are going to be a lot of giveaways of cars now?
So there's no more Ford Fiesta?
The party's over.
I don't want to live in America without a Ford Fiesta.
The party's over. No, there's still a shit ton out in the circulation.
Yeah, but how long?
Well, yeah, they'll be there. They're just not going to make new ones.
Ford's last forever.
That's not true.
What about that kid who grew up?
It's America. It's America made.
What about that kid who grew
blindly
up
believe
wanting to buy a Ford Focus as his dream car? Which Ford's going to just dash his kid's fucking dream?
That kid's disappointed.
Yeah, that kid should have got some better dreams.
He's going to get deported, dude.
I mean, the first car ever made you can still buy.
You're not even a good dreamer. Get out of here.
What was the first car ever made that you could still buy?
The Model T. You can go out and get yourself one.
For your balling.
That wasn't the first car, was it?
That was the first manufactured, mass-produced, yeah.
Right? Eric, I'm going to tell that to my kid.
People were just making cars, dude. There was just like Bob's car.
I know my car history.
Percival's car.
I don't. That's why I'm asking.
Whatever my kid says in the future he wants to be, but you need better dreams.
Always.
You always have to say you need better dreams. So then they either get better dreams or fight against that and achieve their actual dreams that they already knew.
What kind of dreams would you rather them have?
I don't know, anything that makes me money, that they take care of me, and then I guess be happy.
I'd be disappointed if
that's the second one.
I'd be disappointed if they dreamt economically. I just want a good fuel efficient. I want you to buy a rocket boat.
I want my kids to have crazy ass dreams. I want to be the first man to fly, but not like an airplane. Just
would he grow wings?
Evolve into flying.
Would he grow wings or just fly?
Wings.
With his mind.
Just fly with his
wings
mind.
are like the lungs of the sky. Can you tell how much weed I smoked already today? What time is it? It's 2:16.
Yes. Yeah. 2:16. Welcome to Mature Adult Time. That's just about. What are you drinking, Fida?
I am drinking. I named it the Romper, and it's vodka with ice, a lemon LaCroix, and a splash of cranberry.
And how's it treating you?
I like it. It's good.
Yeah, she thinks wings are the lungs of the sky. It's good. It's a good drink.
That's
a weed induced.
That's an obvious fact.
Okay. I'm sorry. I don't go to school.
So would you rather have
Bradlys
wings?
likes to how do you check fruit, Bradlys?
I like to first of all, fuck you. Second of all, the proper way I thought to check fruit was to knock it on top of your head and check for the softness for it, and then that's what my big brother taught me. And then
what are you every fruit you just
knock it on top of your head.
Knock on your head.
I love that you loved and trusted your brother so much that you never asked anyone else second.
No, I just that's why I agree.
And after years of him knowing his brother is probably not telling you.
There's probably fruitarians going, no, he's right. That is the best and only way to do it.
Fruitarians would be like, that's a fruit abuse.
And then I
How
went
dare
shop-
you? How,
So-
you're
so you
not
just-
asking the permission of that
No,
fruit
I
to be
went
knocked on
shopping
your
with,
head.
you know, you have a serious girlfriend and you go food shopping the first time.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like a,
The
it's
first
like
time I
almost
went
a
shopping
date.
with my serious girlfriend too, yeah, it was.
Well, hopefully you're
you're
like
being judged.
you've gone shopping before you're serious.
well, yeah, no,
Your first serious
It's a
shopping
test.
excursion together. It's like, oh, that's what you like?
It's
That's
a
the aisle
test.
you
You're being
That's the
judged.
first aisle you choose. So then we're like,
Mine's always the beer aisle. Like, oh, look at all this beer and cheese.
so you know what the bathroom's gonna smell like, man.
Mm-hmm.
And then I just grabbed a piece of fruit and I just knocked it on my head. She's like, what are you doing? I was like, I'm checking for the ripeness. What do you do? And she's like, that's not how you check for ripeness. Like,
Yeah.
well, my brother told me. He's like, he was lying to you.
yeah, yes,
Like,
that's
no,
terrible information. So, can I
And then we
ask you,
call-
are you still together?
This is not.
No, no. Anyway, but you're not still together with this person
No.
because you showed
Weakness.
You showed weakness with
that-
that
You
fruit
showed, you
shit.
showed mental weakness. Like, oh, dunk, dunk, dunk. That's caveman,
That's caveman shit for sure. I was gonna say that.
Yeah, it looks like you're thinking of how could I get this fire started. Dunk, dunk, dunk.
Yeah.
I used to knock it on my little sister's head months ago. I was like,
yeah.
That's
this
good.
mango is not ripe, according to Nadia's head.
Seems like a waste of a mango.
Have you ever
You don't
done
like,
that?
you don't knock it on it.
Did you ever have like a ritual or something that you did that you found out later wasn't the correct way to do it? That
No.
you're a kid that just assumed
Nope.
something?
Nope. Only ritual I have is prayer, and I do that perfectly.
Okay. How about you, Eric? Is there anything like that?
Yeah,
Or
I'm
something
try-
that you thought?
I'm trying to think. I've been pretty right most of my life, so I don't think.
I mean, I
There's got to
thought
be something.
I know one I'm
Yeah.
confused on.
when my mom.
Oh yeah, I got one. Catholicism.
Oh, okay. When my mom used to tell me and my brother that she had to go run errands. Me and my brother thought Aaron was someone, like a person.
Yeah, that
and
makes
so we
sense.
would be like, who's Aaron? Does she have kids? Like, can we play? You know?
Yeah.
That's way stupider than knocking fruit on your head.
No, it's not.
I usually
Damn it.
It for sure is not.
Damn it.
I used to wonder what the 3 shells were for in Demolition Man. It's because they replaced all toilet paper was replaced with 3 shells, and as a kid, I would always go like, "For what do they
Oh,
use?"
yeah.
Like in my mind, I still can't fathom. Like this is the best I've got.
I don't know.
One removes, and then the other shell removes it from that shell, and then the other one's like kind of like a cleaner for both shells. Or
I don't
one is
understand.
hot and cold water.
Hold up, but in Demolition Man, the major cuisine is Taco Bell.
Yeah.
So how can you
And
live in a
there's no
world?
toilet-
How can you live in a world with Taco Bell and no toilet paper?
That's what I'm saying. What do these 3
Bidets.
shells do?
It's probably a bidet.
Yeah, that's another thing. Could be is it
They're
could
made
be
out of
3
Taco Bell
handles.
shells.
like
I've not
cold-
seen Demolition Man.
Really?
That
Yeah.
classic movie with
There's no future or no
Wesley
violence.
Snipes and
Blonde
Arnold-
Wesley Snipes.
Blonde Wesley
Ooh,
Snipes.
that's right. Yeah,
Arnold
he does go- he does
Schwarzenegger.
go blonde.
No.
No, Sylvester Stallone.
Yeah.
I get my action
I
stars
am the
confused.
law.
Alone.
Yeah,
I get those two confused.
They freeze
Yeah,
cops
I
from
don't
they freeze cops and criminals from like the 80s, and then they're like awoken in the future.
Both cops and criminals?
Yeah.
Well, the criminal was frozen. Wesley Snipes was frozen, and then I guess the cop was frozen just in case
Oh,
he
to
ever got
fight the
unfrozen.
same guy.
I don't know why he was frozen.
Why don't you just kill
It's kinda
Wesley
like
Snipes?
a-
Oh, maybe he was like a framed cop or something.
He maybe
It's
fell
a-
in. I don't know. I don't remember.
I don't know, but like basically while you're frozen, they train you shit. Like, and Wesley Snipes was getting like combat training and military training and weapons training.
But he was
and
the bad guy?
Yeah, he was the bad guy because there's like this long setup, and Sylvester Stallone got like crocheting skills, because it's like to rehab you from prison life. So he just like learned, like he gets out and he wants to crochet, and the other guy wants to fucking
Crochet?
Wreak havoc.
yeah.
I
It's
was
like
gonna say like this is a.
it's like a subliminal thing they put in. While he's frozen, they're like reprogramming you. The government's freezing.
It's like
you.
kind of Austin Powers esque.
No, like it's like a Clockwork Orange, where they're like trying to like reprogram your mind, you know. And his got crocheting.
And so he came out crocheting, and then didn't he fight the bad guy?
Yeah, he still knew how to do all that shit, but everyone else on Earth forgot. They didn't know what a murder was. They're like, "What's a murder, death, kill?" They're like, "What's that?" Like, yeah. So they didn't know shit. They're all dumb,
Interesting.
and they all eat Taco Bell. It's stupid. It's a really
Yeah.
This is kind of making me want Taco Bell. To be honest.
It kind of
TBA.
makes
I'm
me
a
wanna-
Del Taco
I used
guy.
to. Oh, I hate Del Taco.
I like it.
Yeah.
Oh, the
chicken.
crunchy
Shout out
taco?
Del Taco.
The chicken
crunchy-
the chicken at Del Taco to me smells like rotten, warm
Why are you smelling
dog food.
Yeah, just
it?
eat
You're
it.
supposed to be eating it, dude.
No, my
Put that shit in your mouth.
friends used to get it all the time when ugh, it was so gross. I used to work at Taco Bell.
That's why you're
Yeah,
a
that's why you
company shill.
anti-Del Taco.
She still does, I think.
No. I couldn't eat it for a very long time. But just because I was around it, but I liked it a lot.
You know
I was a fan before I started working.
I'm kind of jealous because I've always wanted to use they have like the meat gun, the sour cream gun. Like there's like a
There's
gun
not
for
a
everything.
Meat gun.
Oh, you guys scoop it for real?
Yeah.
When I was a kid, I swear I saw them going like a cocking
meat
gun.
gun?
No, the meat
probably
and
a
the
meat
chicken
gun.
and everything there is
I want that.
heated up like sous vide style. So it's like it's in a plastic bag that's dropped in hot water around it. So that's how it gets heated.
Salt.
You don't
And
even-
it's
you don't
in
even
a-
open the bag?
And it's in a no, and then you after it's hot, then you open the bag and pour it in
I
a
kind of don't want to
pan.
hear this, the Mr. Taco Bell.
I like it.
And
too.
then it's on like the hot
Behind the
line, and then
scenes.
for the meat, it's kind of like a rake. So it's like a long rake that's also a scoop. So when you scoop it up like that and you throw it in your taco, it's in a perfect like little long thing as your taco meat.
It's pretty innovative.
Yeah.
You got the
But
ta-
everything
you got
else
the
like
taco
sour
down.
cream and all that shit, that's all in the gun.
That's in a gun. All right. I still want to use sour
Mexi
cream
Melt,
gun.
Mexi Melt like is not on every Taco Bell menu, but it's really good.
What's it?
Not gonna
little-
destroy Taco
nice
Bell meat
little,
for me.
thing. So it's like it's meat, and it has pico de gallo, and cheese, and then it's rolled up and steamed.
That sounds pretty good.
It's pretty good.
I'd like a ball made of pastry filled
a
with
small
meat
one.
and cheese
Taco size.
and like Cheeto in the center. Just that's what I want. Biscuit on the outside, meat
Hey.
and cheese, and a little bit of Cheeto.
We should Postmates some Taco Bell right now because we're bougie.
Yeah, I mean, why not? Do it. Get
I've
on
never
it.
The Postmates will cost
I've
more than the
never-
actual Taco
Flex.
I've
Bell.
never yeah, flex. I never Postmated before. That's like the new flex. Is like that's your.
I'll
isn't
get that
your
shit
joke?
here.
That's your joke. Like the littlest thing you can
Yeah,
Postmates.
it is. You can see me on stage. No. I'm just yeah, no, yeah.
That's
That was my
Postmate
joke.
like some gum, 35-cent gum.
Yeah.
Dude,
I
there's-
just beef jerky, Slim Jims, just one.
There's this new documentary coming because I have Movie Pass. I've been going to see some movies.
Yeah.
And
What theater do you go to?
so I've only been so far to Landmark on Pico. It's like a part of the Westfield Mall. It's a really
Oh,
nice
yeah,
theater, and it's free
Overland?
parking. Yeah, it's free parking for 3 hours. But there's a movie coming out, a documentary about like wealth. I forget what it's called, Wealth and something. But it's like about happiness and like the perceived happiness and the perceived wealth, like on the internet and all that stuff. It looks really, really good. I want to see it.
Rich people
So is it
are
looking?
happy.
Is it looking at like different types of wealth? Like
Yeah,
like
so-
using Instagram for like people believe that they have, you know, millions of Instagram followers for not doing
Yeah.
anything other than posting their ass. So that's
Yeah.
like a wealth that
They
they've
grew those
accumulated.
cheeks.
No, because they
I'm
get
an
Most
ass
of them didn't.
incubator.
I mean,
They
most
get-
of them probably didn't.
they get money from that, but also like people who are born into wealth, who like it has interview of a little kid who's just like, I want enough money as big as this room
Yeah,
and
I'd
I'll
li-
kiss it, you know, and like,
I tend to ignore
Other
people
stuff.
like that.
and it's from I think the perspective of this photographer who has been a photographer for like wealthy stuff in magazines, and
Okay.
she was like saying it doesn't. People who have wealth and have all this stuff, they always want more, and was just kind of exploring this, like, what is it?
But you're referring
And
to
is it
financial
happy?
wealth.
Yes, yeah.
You know,
yeah.
'cause there's
but
tons
and
of
also
other
talks
things.
to like people who are on the most wanted list who have a lot of money too, just like what money does. These are the people who are in love with money.
But so,
Yeah.
so it's only
This is a
it's-
money-focused thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's
Yeah.
not like a wealth of friends, a wealth of like
Happiness,
a wealth of
yeah.
happiness, a wealth of
No,
a wealth
no,
of
no.
fish,
Joy.
A wealth
you know?
of wealth.
Like this guy has nothing, but he has a lot of joy. Like wealth just means an enormous amount of blah
Money.
blah 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 blah.
Money.
No, in your guys' mind, it means money. It seems
Monetary
like.
wealth.
Yeah, so it
Monetary
is. Yeah, I don't like. Yeah, I don't see it.
So that's what this is. It's about, and it's very like.
Sounds like it's shaming the
super,
poor.
Super interesting. Well, no, it's like
Like
diving into the lives.
That's what the
of
movie's
these-
called.
I
of
inherited
these
this
people.
castle, and I think it's dumb.
They're like, you know.
So I just sleep out here in
it's
this tent.
soul sucking.
You don't have a moat?
I did have a moat, but I had it filled in because it wasn't as wide as my friends. So I made mine into a golf car, like a golf course racing. I don't know. I've never been wealthy. I don't have good dreams. I don't have wealth. I don't have wealthy dreams.
Yeah,
I like
port.
the first thing is you get a castle with a moat and you're just gonna turn it into like a Mario track. Just like, oh yeah, just get some
You
fucking
just
golf
get-
cart
you
racing
just
going
get
on in
video
there.
games.
Get some sea-doos in this bitch and a finish line.
That's all you need.
Couple ramps.
Some ramps and some like some neon boxes. Just do it.
Neon boxes.
Yeah,
To
with
jump
question
off of.
marks on them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They'll have
You don't
surprise
want to
on 'em.
hit those.
Yeah, you do. You don't want to hit the darker ones, the ones that you can't see through.
The Mexican bro? Okay.
Wow.
That's racist, dude. Look at this East
That-
Coast motherfucker.
that
East
was
Coast elitist.
I gotta bring racism to the West Coast.
No.
It's non-existent here.
We're more of a melting pot here
That's
than.
not
It
true.
doesn't exist here.
That's not
I've
true.
never seen it.
Just did you hear about the 91-year-old man in Los Angeles over the 4th of July?
Yeah, some
You guys
black
talk
woman
about
beat him
that?
up with the stone, and he's still alive, walking around. That's good blood.
Yeah.
Good genes, dude. 91 didn't throw a fucking
Went
swing.
to work the next day.
He did, dude. He was out doing interviews.
Both of
He
them.
looked fucked up though. But you know what? Nothing that major. I was like,
Dude.
damn, dude. 91. She could have
Why
taken.
did she hit him with a brick?
And then
Mexican?
the woman
Yeah, she
in
wanted him to go back
Illinois.
home. She was saying, "Go back home." I was like, "Dude, that's fucked up."
In Illinois,
His
this woman
ancestors
was
probably
wearing
been
a Puerto Rican shirt, and this man was like yelling at her to like, "How dare you wear that in America? Get out of here! Get out of here!" And there is a police officer there, and she said, "Hey, this man's making me uncomfortable. He's harassing me," and he did nothing about it.
Was this police officer?
Yeah, it's fucked up.
And it's like, dude,
All of it's fucked up.
Puerto Rico is part of America.
It's a
First of
territory.
all, like you fucking idiot.
Yeah.
But still, it's just like it's so fucked up that you're so shitty, and you have to like go out and like prove that you're so on one side that you have to go and just be randomly hateful to people. Like, it's
I don't know if that's
guess why
randomly
that happens now more frequently.
People are.
I mean,
people
I
are
think
just
it's
more
been happening
empowered to do it.
for a long time. And I do think that Trump has empowered some portion of people, but I also think that, I mean, there's a reason that he was put in office there, and there's a reason that you're starting to see more videos here. And part of that reason is because people are realizing that they can make money on it. There's more avenues for people to post this content, and they get more digital worth for posting this type of content. You know, like freaking out in a store, like world hip hop stars, like that's a bunch of videos too, and that hasn't changed or gone up. Like Obama didn't get elected and make all these people start freaking out. Like I get the argument that he's increasing it, but I think it's always been there. We're just seeing it more because we have access to it more.
Everyone's paying attention
Yeah.
to it more. It's highlighted.
It is for sure.
Well, you don't know where that starts and where that ends. You know.
I think it's always been there.
Well, yeah.
It's just being highlighted. So now you focus on it. More people are focused on it. The easier it's grows. Like everyone's becoming a mob.
I do think there's a significant.
It's like when you
portion
buy a car, then all of a sudden you see that car everywhere.
I do think
Yeah,
there's
it's
a,
once you notice something, you notice something.
there
It's
is
like
a
when you learn something,
significant
you see it.
portion of those people who are emboldened now.
Yeah.
So I don't say it's
That's
probably
what-
the
that's
same.
the
Yeah, but
first
they've
thing-
been that
But
way.
no, I think no. There's sometimes there's
Well-
there's a reason why there's a catalyst for things. So sometimes Trump's the catalyst, and now it's like, oh, the leader can say this. Now I feel more empowered to say that. So I
For
feel
sure.
like
Yeah.
it's always,
No, I
racism
think
has
we
always been in
both- yeah,
America,
we
but I
both
feel like
agree
there's
with
more
that.
people feel like it's
Yeah.
more acceptable now. To
Well,
go,
exactly. And
I
like,
agree with that.
acceptable or
yeah.
not, people are still doing it because they get the attention they crave, regardless. Because the real thing is the attention they're getting from this shit, man.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. Like
I don't think that's true because
Trump
I think
voters.
That's why it's reposted. That's why it's
Trump-
commented on the most. Everyone's trying to get their
okay,
little
so, like,
section
alright,
on it.
so
not
the-
everything like that is sensationalized, but Trump voters in the beginning, like they were ashamed and
It's not sensationalized.
didn't want to
How
like.
are we aware of it then?
no, those
No,
people.
I'm saying. I didn't even get to finish what I was gonna say.
Why,
But like
why?
I was
people,
about to say something, but
did you just wham me?
I did. You were weighing yourself.
I'm
just
not.
Finish it
I'm just
then.
trying to say. Well, everyone started to
You
talk
have time
over
to say,
me.
I can't finish what I'm saying. You could have finished what you were saying. That's all
Wow.
I'm saying.
Wow. What I'm saying is Trump supporters before he was elected were ashamed and hidden, and now once he's elected, there is a percentage of them who are saying like, now I can go out and say this shit.
Yeah.
But what have you guys seen the show?
hold on. Let me, because I was about to say a point too. You said that it's just like, you know,
It's being highlighted.
It's being highlighted now.
Yes.
Okay, and the people that
And
the
magnified.
people that basically wanted to go viral for content and stuff like that. But the actual situation in those people, I don't think that's what it is.
No, I don't think so.
Because
I don't think that's what it is.
all
But
right.
the use of that situation is what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I say the violence and the hate has always been there, but the use of it now.
Yeah.
Now one person does something. Now it's shared to 20 million.
But I'm talking about the actual person who's calling the cop, like the actual lady who's calling the cop on the 8-year-old girl wasn't expecting to go viral.
No, exactly. I understand that.
So I'm talking about
those
that.
events that happen those are the events they say that happen all the time. Now they're getting captured and exposed, and now they're being sensationalized and pushed everywhere and used for everyone's shit. And that's.
I feel like that person.
Do you think I'm like disagreeing about that?
No,
that stuff exists?
No. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying that person who called the cops, like on the 8-year-old girl or people in the pool and blah blah blah. I know what you're saying. Like the people.
I'm saying those people have always been there.
Yeah, those people have always been there. But I don't think those people would have done what they feel more emboldened because Trump's is in office. Because it's 2018. What if it's not 1955?
But in 1955, people were doing that still.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of.
And those people want a result. Those people who.
Yeah, but they were gonna.
Who wanted. Yeah, if you're a fat white lady calling the cops on a black person at the pool. The result is not you want to go viral. The result is you want police sanction.
And before anyone can go viral, those people were there.
Yeah.
So like I'm saying that fat white woman that you used in that statement, she was always there, regardless if someone's going to film her or not. If there's one doing it right now, maybe there's no camera around. Like that shit happens, and I believe that's always been happening. Now it's being highlighted because we can see that, and it's being shared, so everyone can see this and get outraged about it.
Is that a bad thing?
No. But it is if that's all you think about, then all you focus on is negative, and you just get rage, and everyone now is a racist. Everything is suspect.
What I want to talk to you, because earlier today I saw a clip of, have you seen that show, What Would You Do? You know what show I'm talking about?
No.
So if you don't know what it is, it's like a shitty situation that happens that's like played out in front of normal people, and it sees how they react to it.
Oh, so it's candid camera.
Kind of, but like with shitty things. So it'll be like in a restaurant, someone will come in there and just be like really racist to someone, or like against like kick them out or try to kick them out or treat them a certain way because they're gay. This last one, it was a white mom who had a Mexican daughter, and she was speaking Spanish. She was like, I told you not to speak Spanish. And then the daughter went to the bathroom, and then the people around the restaurant was like, how dare you do that to your daughter? And just like doing that. And then after like they react to this situation, then it's like, oh, you're on hidden camera, I'm so and so, like thank you for reacting that way or whatever. And I feel like that is sensational. Like I feel like how do you feel about that? Because personally, I feel like
they're creating a situation they know that people are going to react to, good or bad, and they're using it for money. That's a profited situation.
But I feel like that's just putting out negative shit out there for that's already, like we're talking about. That's already
100%.
That's already happening.
That's like those videos where they have people dressed as clowns hiding in parking lots with sledgehammers, and then they show up and they like pop up. Have you seen that?
Right.
And they just scare the fuck out of people.
My point is that's already happening, and we're already seeing videos like that happening. Like those videos of people calling the police and all that stuff. That's already kind of happening because we all have our phones, and we're seeing it in real life happen, and we should find ways to where we can all kind of be on the same page and work towards that. But then
and work towards what?
Work towards like maybe having a better understanding. Not happening anymore. But this show is literally, I feel like the point.
What do you want not to happen? Like you want people not to. Do you want people not to call the cops on people? Do you want people not to film it? Do you want people not to profit off of it?
No, what I'm saying is I think that it's a good thing.
I just want people to remember that there's also good people out there and happy people.
Yeah, of course. Answer it.
What are the things you want?
But what I'm saying is, like, I think it's good that those things are being shared when it's a real thing. But since this is just manufactured situations, which I don't think is helping the situation.
I don't think it's manufactured situations.
But
you guys are both talking about different ones. Hers is definitely manufactured, and yours are not manufactured. But they're real moments.
It's being presented in a way where it's like we're trying to help this not happen, when I don't think that is helping the situation.
I don't think so either.
No, not at all.
You're making it happen. That's like someone dressing up like a Nazi, walking into a hall, like a Jewish temple, and then just being like say some shit, and they go, oh, I just wanted to see if you guys would react and not welcome me. I'm on a show. Thank you for. That's
bullshit. But the people calling cops on brown and black people for doing normal things, I feel
That's always been there. I grew
That's
up as a
always been there?
skateboarder.
Yeah,
I always had cops.
And it should be
I had
filmed and
cops
it should
called
be,
on me
it should
almost
be
every
shared.
day growing up.
Okay.
I agree.
Hand,
It should
hand
be
to
filmed
God,
and it should be
hand to
shared.
God, almost every day I had cops. When I was a little kid skateboarding, cops would show up. They'd handcuff me, put me in the car just to scare me, sit me down on the curb for all the time, just because other people saw me doing shit I shouldn't be doing in their eyes.
Okay, so
You know.
why?
I don't think it's cool.
It's
Just like-
it's semantics to be like, has racism always been here in America? That's a given. I'm
Yeah.
just
It's
talking.
been-
I'm
it's
just-
great.
Not only in America, it's been all over the world.
But
Yeah,
I'm
it's a global human thing.
I'm talking about people who are influenced now by the environment that we live in now.
Yeah.
Where okay, you transfer that same white lady who called the cops on the girl selling fucking cookies or water,
Just water,
whatever. And you transfer over to 1948 or something like that. Maybe she'll do that, right? You transfer over now. There's been a period of time where I don't think in between 2008 and 2016 she'll be calling the cops on that little black girl. But now I feel like there's a little spark that goes, oh, it's a little bit okay now. A lot of swath of this country is going to agree with what I'm doing right now.
Okay, but hasn't the argument been that a swath of the country would always do that? Hasn't the joke always been, or like the statement always been, the white people are on top and they're holding everyone down? So a white person, they're extra powerful now. I get that they're extra bold.
That's what I'm saying. They're bold now.
But what I'm more disappointed is all the people that haven't really gone out into the world yet. And they're growing up with these phones and seeing only the mean and bullshit thing. They're seeing riots on the street, but really that's like a one block of a street, of a city. They'll say the city is rioting, and then you pan out the whole city. It's like a couple
All right,
blocks.
can I
and it
ask you,
sucks.
who are the people that you're talking about right now? What?
People that have never left their houses or been in the world. People that
Who are
haven't
these
really
people?
traveled. There could be anyone, just
Like
a human being that hasn't
18-year-old
done that.
My 18-year-old brother?
What
Who
about a
has, like-
15-year-old kid who hasn't done shit, or an 18-year-old, or 20, or just maybe there's a 40-year-old who's never left their fucking room. I don't know. There's people like that, and it's sad that this is all they see.
What? But how do you know what they're looking at?
I don't, Serafina, but if they see these videos like we're seeing them because they're being pushed in our feeds, then I feel bad for them. I'm not suing to every human. The ones that are like this. I mean, like, you can try and
You know
pigeonhole
what?
me all I want, but I just
I'm
feel
not-
bad
I'm
for
just
people.
asking
But
a
you know what?
question.
I like-
For people in general, I feel
you're
bad
yelling-
for.
I'm
But
just
you know what?
trying to
I like that shit's being pushed on people's feeds, because now there's no more excuse to say that you don't know what the fuck is going on. So even if you're 18-year-old brother who all he sees is this shit, whatever, and then he's at a bar, let's say he's 27 years old, he's at some country western bar. I'm using that as a fucking straight up.
What? Sure.
Straight up, whatever, because whatever. You know what I'm doing, whatever.
Yeah,
and some
yeah,
guy's like, that doesn't happen. And I'm like, no, that does fucking happen. You know what I'm saying? Now there's no more plausible deniability of how other people are being treated. So there's no more excuses to
Yeah,
be
but
like,
those
I
are
don't
ignorant
know.
people denying that shit. Everyone, like, I feel like
those
I'm
people,
aware of this.
those people were allowed to hide for a long time underneath that guise. It could be like,
You're right.
I'm ignorant, and the reason why the reason why blah 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 is because of this, and they can mask their racism for that. Now it's hard to do that shit.
Well, I liked when like
Now you're
Anonymous.
exposed.
I liked when Anonymous released like all the Klan's members. Like, oh, this person's a member of the Klan. Here's their real face. Like all these people that were showing up in their hoods and shit. I like when that information's like leaked, because
but
that's true shit.
But that's not the.
But that's real. Like
but that's
like,
not the real racism.
But to
that's-
make someone think a whole town is racist, maybe
Yeah.
it is. That's real. A whole town can be racist, but it could be just like a group of 10 or 15 guys in a like a little area that's really fucking up a place. And then you just think, "Oh, that's a place that's like that now."
Yeah, but that's not.
And that's a small example I'm using.
Okay, like that place in Missouri where that guy.
Skokie?
No.
What was it?
There's been so many, but that place in Missouri where Alton Brown got shot for for supposedly robbing some cigarellos from a thing, and then there was a bunch of riots.
Yeah.
Remember that happened 2 years ago?
I do remember that.
Okay.
Oh, in Ferguson?
Ferguson. Okay, so Ferguson.
That's
So-
a good example.
Ferguson.
So they were saying the
Ferguson-
whole city was in blaze. Meanwhile, it's like one little like corner of a street.
Okay, one little corner of a street, right? But then the Justice Department got involved, and they investigated the police department, which is not a corner of a street, it's the whole goddamn city of Ferguson, and they found systematic injustices where they would use their laws to fucking subjugate brown, and black
Jeff
people.
Sessions just allowed that to happen even more.
Yeah. So the thing is, like, so what you're coming from is like it's always these little small segments of
No,
thing,
I'm saying I'm saying the media is using it that way, and they're scaring. It's a big scare tactic.
No, but if it's not scare tactic. It's actually true. If a city organization, a police department of a city,
Yes.
which is organized,
Yes.
right, and systematically use their laws to oppress people,
Yes, I get that.
that's not a little small
I'm
15
talking-
people in a thing creating.
true.
I'm talking. No. Listen. I'm talking about the media using it to go. This is a national concern. Call in the military. I'm talking about the media
No,
used to back up the police.
No, but
I'm not trying to protect the police. I am not on their side at all.
I don't think anyone here is on the police.
I think the news is using that to make the people
Wait,
look
who
bad.
are the
Look,
police?
they're rioting now. They're doing this.
No.
But it is a national concern.
Yes, I get that, but I'm saying that the media is using it to make the police seem like they're the victims, like they're being outnumbered, when that's not the case at all. The whole
Like that- like that movie- Did you ever see
what
The
media
Siege?
is saying that? I didn't like the. You're saying that the media is coming across and saying that
Well, the media's gonna profit
the
on.
police.
You know, the
are-
media is like a big umbrella. So you want to be more specific?
No, and that's what I'm asking you to be. Like, what are you like?
I'm talking about the whole
No, I'm
thing.
trying to clarify because I'm unsure of what both of you guys are saying right
But
now.
you're only asking me.
Okay,
What-
well, I'm gonna ask.
Okay, the media.
The last thing of what you're saying
What-
is like, because I think I'm getting clarity. If I can't ask you a question, like, why are you? We're having a conversation, right?
Yeah,
or
go
do
for
you
it.
feel like you're being attacked?
A little bit. I feel
Why?
like because I feel like I'm saying the same thing as you guys, but you're like not taking it
That's
and
what
then telling me
no,
the
I
same
feel
thing
like-
back.
No, I feel
No.
like I was just gonna say I feel like we're all talking about the same thing here.
Yeah.
We're just using
But
different
I don't-
words.
That's
Yeah.
why I have to
Yeah, I
ask, like,
don't-
do you guys think I'm on the side of the
No,
police?
we're not
Because it
saying
feels
that.
like you guys think
No,
I'm
I'm
on
not
that
saying
side.
that.
But
But what I think you're saying is that
Let me ask
Okay.
first what I think because you guys if you are the only ones that've been talking.
Okay.
So,
Jump in.
are you saying that the media is portraying the police as being the underdog? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, like they're taking their side. Like they're saying like people are attacking police. That's why they have to show up in riot gear. People are giving police officers threats. That's why we need to give them more ammunition, better rifles, arm them more. They're using that. The police have been getting armed more and more. Every single one of those times, Ferguson after that riot, the cops got military
Tanks, yeah.
they get
Davis, my hometown,
fucking reloaded
Davis,
once that
California,
happens.
got a tank
And it's
after that.
because the media scares everyone around them. We need this help because look
Well-
at the people
Well,
are
that's
going
what I'm
crazy,
saying.
It's
That's
also,
what I'm
it's,
saying.
also because,
It's-
it's also because we have an absolutely massive military budget every year that spends hundreds of billions of dollars to buy these things, and
Yeah, so they
when
need
there's
to
no
push
when
fear.
there's no when there's no
Everyone
war
needs to
when
be
there's not
scared.
enough wars happening, you got to sell them. You got to
Yeah.
make some of that money
And
back.
people
so they
have
just
to be
start selling
scared.
them to they start selling them to police departments.
But are you saying there's nothing to be
Yeah.
scared about?
No, there is things to be scared about, but you shouldn't be so scared that you start arming
No,
the
but
people you're
that's what
scared
he's-
of.
That's what he's saying. That's exactly. Now I'm better understanding what you're saying.
I'm saying you're arming the people you're
So,
scared of
yeah, so he-
by
like-
reacting that.
So what do you mean by you saying
It's
like?
basically it's like the Fox News of it all being like this is like we need to really like arm ourselves because the Mexican gangs are coming in and our streets are being taken from us and all these riots are happening, so we need to have military like we need to empower our police more instead of going in there and saying like what you're saying. And what we all know is the truth is that there's a lot of unfair justice going on in our policing across the nation. So we really should be looking at training tactics and changing that instead of just saying there's two sides to the situation.
Yeah,
Right?
we keep saying the police are having issues, so give them more power, when really the police are causing the issues, and that shit needs to be restructured and broken down.
Here's
Exactly, yeah.
here's where I was pushing back with what you were saying, because what it felt like you were saying, or what I thought I heard, was like these incidents are just being blown up out of proportion, and they're few and far between. Let me finish.
Yeah.
They're few and far between. This is what I feel like you were saying.
Yeah.
They're few and far between. Most interactions with police are not like that, which is statistically true. Most police is just like beyond your way.
I think most protests aren't violent. I think they want them to go violent so they can show shit like that.
But here's all right. I'm gonna generalize. I'm generalizing a whole bunch of shit.
Yeah, that's
all right.
fine.
So here's what I interpreted what you're saying. You're saying there's these small pockets of people that do these things, and there's these couple of incidents that are like little. They're like there's little incidents that happen.
I don't think there's small pockets of people.
All right, that's not the norm, and the media is blowing it up to feel like this is what happens all the time. And there's people who are not experienced in the world, who haven't been out there, who just look on their phone and think this is all that happens when it comes to police involvement with certain groups of people. Yeah. But there's more than that. Is what you're saying?
But not necessarily with police involvement. Like it's with those communities. Okay.
Are you talking about the war on Christmas, to scare people like that's happening?
So what happens is
kind of that's a real thing too. Yeah.
So what happens is like if I can give it from the perspective of a person who like
they're gonna take your guns away.
No. If I can give the perspective of a person who looks like a lot of the people who ends up murdered when these situations happen.
No, I hear you.
Okay. So what
I mean, I'm not a stranger to the prison system myself. I've been arrested a lot. My whole family's been in prison. Like, I know how people are treated, and I get it. I get that people are murdered, and I'm not denying that. I'm not trying to save the cops. I'm just saying those neighborhoods that happened in, those people aren't to blame.
Yeah, no, I'm saying so.
I don't think there's pockets of people causing trouble. Yeah, yes. I don't think there's pockets of people causing this. I'm saying whenever something happens, the media takes away to make it look worse. Like if there's a peaceful protest, I do believe that the cops will send people in there to start trouble, just so the cops can say, "Look, they're not peaceful. We got to shut it down." I 100% believe that.
Here's what happens.
Just like Stormy Daniels got arrested.
Yeah, right away.
Here's what happens.
Oh, someone touched you. You're not allowed to do that.
Yeah.
Out of there.
Mm-hmm.
Here's what happens when like a lot of people who are not nuanced, when they hear that argument, they feel like, because what you first heard, I didn't.
Yeah, what did I say that's so alarming? Because I did feel like you guys, all right, you guys are against me.
No, it's not being against it. What you said was, which I think I was correct before you clarified and explained yourself more, was that the media sensationalizes these problems that we're having and blows it up out of proportion.
Yes.
To where it's not a thing that. It's not as serious as they make it out to be.
No, it's well.
So let me finish. So you didn't say the part where I just said it's not as serious as it's about to be.
Yeah.
What you said was they blow up out of proportion, and these small pockets of people make it seem like it's a whole city that's doing this whole thing. It's really just 4 square block. Here's what a lot of people who look like me interpret that as. It feels like it's being and you clarified yourself obviously at the end, but.
Because
when we watch that sentiment being said, they don't say that latter part you said. They just say that first part you said, and it's minimizing other people's feelings about what happens. It's condescending, and it feels like you don't care or you're minimizing what we go through with those situations.
I'm not, but I'm saying like whenever a situation like that happens, once it gets pushed down to the media and stuff, it becomes no longer the situation it was. It becomes everyone's huge situation, and now it's like all the rights and everything are on this one situation. And I'm not saying that it's not a bad situation, you know. Right. A situation is a situation. They take it and make it a device to move other platforms forward, and that's what
to sell commercials and stuff and shit like that.
Because we're such a on-screen society now. Like this is how things are.
Yeah.
And we have to adjust and know how to really start to decipher through things and go to the sources that you trust and. Dude, to really know what you're looking at.
Yeah, and I've grown up, and we're all adults here. We've all been through our shit, you know. Like I've been, called racial slurs. I've been like,
ditto.
Been like just hated on for being, I've been robbed. But I've also met good people. Like,
right.
It's really, I don't know. It just feels like at the end of the day, everyone just thinks life sucks, and it's being so it's defeating you. Like I can't go there; they're gonna hate me because of this. This didn't happen to me because of this. I'm this, so they don't like me because of that. Like all of that.
You know what I think?
I feel it's only stuck in there.
You know what I think? A lot of people.
There needs to be more positive talk, is what you're.
Yeah.
saying.
Would be kind of cool. Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
I agree with
but
that.
A lot of people use that positive talk to minimize people's negative situations. So they'll say something like. You should be more positive and pull yourself by your bootstraps and don't worry about the things that are oppressing you down as a society. Where it's like you're supposed to like put your head down and ignore the things that are happening to you and your people.
I think you should handle what happens to you first.
Yeah. I think that's misinterpreted because that's not exactly what's being said there. It's not necessarily that. It's more of the sense of don't focus only on the negative and what's going on because that's what people tend to do.
Okay.
And then you spiral out of that. And if you can accept, yes, not everyone's going to have a good day. Not everyone's going to have good things that happen to them. But if you think about it, it's not what happens, it's how you you deal with it.
But
And
that's
you can definitely address the situation and mourn over something that bad that happened to you. But then if you don't, but then don't focus on it and don't use it as an excuse. And instead, you're saying, yes, it's happened. I'm gonna find a positive thing on it and then try to move forward instead of just blaming what happened on your situation. I think that's what is meant by when people say stay positive.
But that,
Yeah.
what were you gonna say?
No, go ahead.
That's all right. What you just said is what the fuck I'm talking about. Where it's like, if we're gonna just use the racial allegory for this. So a lot of when these situations happens, Black Lives Matter situation happens, or people go, you're using racism as an excuse for why you're failing in your life, right?
I don't agree with that.
I do see that. I've heard that.
That's what you said.
No, I'm talking about. I'm not talking about specifically.
Don't use it as an excuse for why you're not doing the things you want to do.
No, what are we talking about specifically?
I was about to get to that point. So what people use that what you just said, what we're talking about specifically, as a cudgel against people who are highlighting injustices. So you can look throughout history, go through YouTube, read your history books, where it's like every time oppressed people have always made a way to make their lives better. There's litany of examples of that shit,
and ICE
right?
has never stopped us.
Right? That's never stopped poor, disenfranchised people. There's success stories of black people creating Mexican people.
We had a black president.
All that shit, right? But when a person says, yeah, but there's these injustices that are happening, the immediate response is that.
I'm not speaking about injustices, and I'm not at all. What I'm speaking about is like if you get a ticket or you have a bad day. That's what I'm talking about, is the everyday life. I'm not talking about the big picture of the injustices of the world and how police treat people. That's what I'm saying.
That's what we're talking about.
No, but I'm just saying in general,
saying like always, like, can you forget
more of
that?
a positive thing.
Yeah, I was trying to think about
if I get stopped by a cop for a false reason, and I know it's bullshit.
Yes, we understand that.
And I know it's bullshit,
but
right? And I get a ticket for that. That's me getting a ticket, and it's a bad day, right?
Hell yeah.
But the overall reason was because of the macro, right?
Right.
So when I say that,
yeah, but you're not going to stop driving because you think you're going to get a ticket every day.
but we never stop driving.
Just don't stop driving.
But if I say
don't stop driving. That's what I'm saying.
But here's what I'm saying. We never stopped driving. We always drove.
That's what I'm saying. Keep driving.
But what we're saying is that when we say, hey, while we're driving, right? You see me driving, right?
Yeah.
I haven't stopped driving, right?
Keep driving.
I keep driving, right? No. While I'm driving, I'm telling you, hey, shit's fucked up. Keep driving. Is what you're telling me.
That's not at all.
And what we're saying is like, you don't see me fucking driving, but you're telling me keep driving. I'm fucking driving.
I
what are you talking about?
And that sucks.
Let's talk about the thing we're talking about.
Stop for a second. Because
what band-aid word could I say to
because none of us, because we are.
It's like you're ignoring the whole situation.
No, we're not.
You see me.
I'm not a superhero.
I'm using your example though. I'm using your example.
Okay. You're not listening.
You said.
You're only speaking and you're not listening.
Yeah. I know, but you're not getting what I'm saying.
Go on.
You only see me driving. You only see me driving. You're saying that you're not talking about social injustices while I am. So there's no other way to get past that.
Yeah, we're talking about two different things.
Okay.
No, we
were talking about injustices.
We first were talking about that, and then we were moving on. I felt to.
No, we were talking. I brought it back to the fact that.
What would you like to? How would you like to proceed with it?
Okay.
What could you do in a community, for example, to start bettering the situation?
Acknowledgement. Acknowledgement.
If you roll back the fucking tape and listen to what I said, that's what I said. You acknowledge it. And when I was speaking, I'm talking about, again, like the everyday, just the community in general. Everybody who, like, if bad shit happens, you have to like keep moving on. And I'm not saying that hasn't already happened, but that's what I was saying when sometimes people are talking about being positive, and it's not. There's not a bad, like, you're trying to. I don't understand. Like, you're trying to put words into my mouth that I'm saying this about all of that.
I'm saying that you're ignoring the.
I'm not ignoring anything because I feel like there is social injustice going on all the time.
Here's what I'm saying.
No, we hear what you're saying. That's what's really infuriating right now.
You're not hearing what I'm saying. You're not acknowledging what I'm saying. saying.
You have okay. I'm trying to
Hey,
repeat. what
raise
you're
your hand if you acknowledge that there's social injustice.
What are we talking about?
Social injustice, and that we acknowledge that there is.
Okay, so what I'm talking
And
about.
that we should know about it and fight about it every day of our lives.
Here's
right?
what I'm talking about. When people say that there's social injustice, I'm saying that people use the words that you guys use to say that
English language.
To say that they use the words like be positive, keep on driving, blah blah blah, and you're going and you as on the other side saying I am doing those things, but it's still fucked up, and you're going, but still keep on driving. Do you get what I'm saying now?
Yeah.
I do, but I get what you're
But I
saying
think of it
for
differently.
sure. But I don't feel like you're getting what he's saying.
I'm saying like this. Like, imagine if we're in a convoy walking in a big line of people, right?
Okay.
And you and I are walking together, right?
Okay.
And as we're walking, you stump your toe and it fucks your ankle up, right? And we keep walking. I'm gonna say, Bradlys, come on, get up and keep walking. We have to go. We're not stopping for you. Like, everything is still moving forward. We want you with us, but you have to keep walking. I'm not saying everyone needs to fucking stop. He sprained his ankle. Like, the whole convoy is life, and it can't just be stopped for one thing. We should all learn from it and move forward. And I'm just saying the keep walking means like
That's
don't
not
give
what I
up.
thought that you were saying.
No, that's a bad example. I'm high.
The keep walking and the driving and the be positive is the
No,
condescending.
stop for 1 second.
I usually respond
Everybody,
to
stop.
that's just fucked up.
Be
That's
quiet
my
for one
reason.
moment. That was a very bad example.
It was such a bad example, and I
Because
admit it.
This is what I think that we all acknowledge that there's
don't give
huge
up.
social injustices, and what he was saying is,
Here's the bypass part.
I just don't want you to Chris Cornell yourself.
if you see, this is what's infuriating. You're not actually listening to me.
I am
you
listening
already
to you.
no, because stop talking for 5 seconds and actually listen.
Okay.
Because you're coming at me with already preconceived shit.
Okay.
Because you're like, here's the bypass part.
Okay.
Listen, because we're on the same fucking page
Okay.
here.
I agree. I think we all want
agree,
social
yeah.
justice,
Okay.
injustice.
But
to,
what's the
So stop for a second and let me continue. Okay.
Go.
So
But I get to immediately respond after you talk.
Yes.
Right?
You know what? I
Absolutely.
should've-
No, I'm going to
can
mediate
you-
this. Yes,
can you
Serafina
just
goes,
be
and then
quiet
Bradlys.
for a moment?
Ready? And
I'm listening.
Let's have active listening.
here, I'm going to
okay?
get the timer.
So what? We all agree that there's social injustice, and we all think that it should be reported on, and I feel like it should be shared, and we all need to see when this stuff is happening, right? We need to see that. And I feel like what Art was saying is like, yes, we do need to see it, but then on the other hand, there's things like the Mexican gangs are attacking us, and the sensationalized thing of the, hey, there's this threat out there, so we need to be militarized, and like really sensationalizing that part of the media. And I agree that happens. But also I feel like what Art was saying is there is good things that are going out there, and just like we need to report on the bad things, we also need to report on the good things and humanity, and remind people that there is good side to things, and here's the good part of what our society is, so we don't lose sight that there's only bad things happening. Like
Yeah.
that's what I think I wasn't hearing in the beginning of what you were saying.
That's what I
But
wanted to
think that-
convey.
But
and
that you're like, yes, of course there's bad things happening. Police are being
Yes, they're
brutalizing
fucked
people.
up. I'm not on
and
their
we
side.
need to acknowledge that, and we need to fight against that, and we need to share those moments. But at the same time, we also need to share moments when there is good things happening, so we can get more to the good thing.
Yeah.
And my example of that is that show, What Would You Do, is going out there saying that it's trying to do good, but really just putting more bad shit out there, because things
Yeah.
like that are already happening, and we're already seeing it. And we need to have people fight for that in real life, not in just in fake situations.
And
wait, keep going. She has the mic for
Alright.
give me the timer. Everyone
How
gets 2
much
minutes.
longer? 2 minutes?
Yeah, you have
and
30
well, that's what I think, and I think that we're on the same page with that, and I think that you're hearing a different thing, but of course that there is social injustice, and that we need to fight that every single day
Okay. Now,
and share that.
all right. Now time. Now Bradlys. It's time. Everyone's getting their.
The
2 minutes.
bypasses and the condescending part is when I'm telling you that I'm living a positive goddamn life. You can see it in your fucking eyes. Using your example, you get a ticket, right? You get it, but you're not gonna keep driving. You're not gonna stop driving, right?
Exactly.
What's the positive part of me being fucked with when I'm driving all the time, right?
Yeah.
The positive part is that I keep on fucking driving, right? So you don't have to tell me that there's positive shit. I know that. I'm doing what I'm pulling myself. I'm doing the thing that you're saying me to do by action. You're just bypassing that and telling me the same shit that I'm doing. You're saying, but be positive. Don't let it stop you. I didn't. You don't see me doing the thing that they're trying to stop me. I'm still doing it. but still keep on. But you're not listening to what I'm trying to say. It's fucked up out here. Maybe you shouldn't be. But keep on driving and be positive. There's more positive things out in the world. I know that. I'm doing that right now. I'm walking. I sprained my ankle. You said that the group has to keep on going. So you know what I did? I fucking took some twigs and some fucking things, and I wrapped up my fucking ankle and I walked with the fucking group. And then I go, oh, but you guys have better fucking shoes or blah blah blah. I want to point that out sometimes. Keep on walking. So it's frustrating when people are like, you don't hear what I'm saying, and you're like, yeah, but you haven't heard what the fuck I'm saying this whole goddamn time, and I'm talking on a macro level. So I know what you're saying. Be positive. Don't let it stop you. Blah blah blah. I get that. So now that we got that point. So let's acknowledge the actual meat of the issue. Why am I being fucked with? Why do I say every time I say I'm being fucked with, you go, but don't worry about that part. You see, that's why I go. That's why I say.
Can I have
that's why I say.
rebuttal?
I'm not done. I'm not done.
No, it's 2 minutes.
That's why I say that.
So,
all right, I got 2 minutes. That's where the bypass happens.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. So
That's where the bypass.
so
Wait,
that's
now
not.
it's Eric's turn. Eric just won.
And
We're doing this.
Can I have a
Reset.
minute
Yes,
rebuttal?
everyone will get a rebuttal.
Can I have
Go,
a pen
go.
so I can write something
Shut
down?
up.
Yes.
My entire point about trying to draw the media into this to begin with is one, everyone in this room, I think generally agrees with each other.
Yeah.
In this conversation, but seeing the way that these horrible actions are monetized by so many different platforms out
Right.
there led to an hour conversation of all of us just screaming at each other because and yeah, maybe we need to scream at each other sometimes. Like,
it's
I'm not
good.
saying that's a bad thing, but when we allow corporations to filter the media that we're getting and to display the media that we're getting in a way that it is either you're on this side or that side, where everything is a white and black line, I think is a part of the problem, and a part of addressing the initial problem is that there's not accountability anymore for what the information is being put out, because anyone with an internet access can blog, can post partial videos. I'm not saying that these are partial videos or these instances, but we've created a society and a way of communicating with each other online that makes it very easy for people to manipulate one specific instance into a problem that consumes more energy than it actually puts out there to help change what would have saved this problem. Like, what I think was cool, like, for example, they look at the people in where was it, in Philly,
Right.
the 2 guys in Starbucks that what did they do? They wanted money just to donate to their kids, and they didn't do like they accepted the fact that something horrible happened, and this is a bad point. I stoned and lost my train of thought, but I'll stand by the first part.
All right, you got 2 minutes?
I got 2 minutes. Ready? You can monitor it. I mean, I guess I could monitor it. Anyways, no, okay, Bradlys, I get what you're saying. When you give your answers, you get a lot of redundancies back. Like, people are just like, yeah, the same old, keep on trucking, keep on. They're telling you what you're already doing. They're pointing it out. I get that. Okay, I get that. But sometimes people have other shit on their mind too. And it's not like they're trying to blow it off. And I know it's not. I'm talking macro also. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, there's shit happening in Ferguson, but in Detroit, they're like, our water's poisonous. You know, like, I do care about that, but they're poisoning us in another way. Like, there's just ways like you have to. I think Chappelle said it best. What he said, you're gonna have imperfect allies.
Right.
You're gonna have that, and like, I feel like a lot of people are like. When you were talking about that whole, like, get back with the group, you want to complain why the shoes are different, you're already trying to pull away from the group. Like, let's just be united. Yes, our shoes are different. Some people are going to have fucking backpacks. Some people are going to have no shoes. But if they keep marching, we can all get to where we're trying to go. I'm saying it's like we keep trying to fight with ourselves when really all of us want progress, but we all argue about it just to try and get our own progress. We want our piece of progress. Like, no, we all want the progress, so we have to stop like looking at us like we know who's fucking us. We all see it. We need to realize that we're not them. I'm not fucking we know the groups that are doing it. I'm not trying to name them, but you know, the police and like shit like that. Like, I'm not one of them. I'm not going to be. Like, but you see how it's happening. Damn.
30 seconds.
Oh, I have 30 seconds? Oh, God, this is so good. I'm not one of them. No. No, but we see that where it's coming from, so we got to stop, like, getting it. Yes, I can't always, like, feel for the situation. You know, sometimes I honestly don't care. I have my own shit.
Right.
I think, like, and every human is like that. Every human has their own pile of shit on them, let alone society's just giving them shit. Just give some positivity, guys. Like, there is good shit out there, too. It just sucks when you have your own problems and you take on the world's, too.
All right, so here's
Is it?
okay.
Do we going back to the beginning and we have a minute rebuttal?
Okay,
One,
okay,
two,
okay,
three.
fine,
All right,
fine,
sorry. But we can give you notes if you want. All right, ready? Fina,
Yeah.
go.
So again, like, I think that you're missing the point of what I'm saying is it's not the, and I know that you hate that, but it's, I'm not saying we shouldn't. I'm
Because
just
you're
saying
pretending like I'm not listening to you. I'm listening to you.
No, I'm saying like what, how many positive stories are, like, I think, again, speaking to more, it's more of a positive news story. It's not the answer to a negative news story. It's like, oh, you were stopped on and you got a ticket because of the way that you look. And I'm not telling you, but I never said that. And I'm not telling you, oh, be positive in that situation and just keep on trekking on. I'm not saying that at all. What I'm saying is that needs to be reported and that should be out in the front. But also let's talk about, like, I just saw Mr. Rogers. Let's go, like, talk about a positive person and also highlight good things that are happening out there, because that helps inspire people to be better people. Because sometimes we just get so bogged down and you feel, like, depressed and that nothing can ever change because you're hearing so much negative stuff.
Very good. Bradlys?
No, okay.
Go.
Using the group example again, right? You're going, but then you're complaining about the shoes, right?
Yeah.
But we're trying to get to this place, right? The place where we're screaming at is like, I want the fucking better shoes. I don't want to fucking have, that's, wherever place you go to, I don't give a fuck, right?
Yeah.
As soon as we get to if we're in a group and we're like scavenging whatever, we get to the summit of where we need to go to, then we go our separate ways, right? While we're on this journey, right? The whole point, our summit, right? The summit that we're trying to reach is, how come I have the fucking sticks for shoes and you have the fucking regular Nikes? That's the whole fucking gap of what we're talking about. Once I get the Nikes and we both have the same Nikes, then fuck it. We're good. There'll be no more complaining from us. There'll be no more nothing. The bypass is where you ignore the fact. It's like, that's the whole thing. It's I don't want the same shoes. I want decent fucking shoes and not rocks.
Yeah.
Huh?
Who's the us?
Here's the us in this situation, right?
Yeah.
Because here's where the frustration part is, right? So I'm with a bunch of allies, right? And I'm considering you guys the allies, right?
Well, allies, but that means we're separate, but, like, with you.
No,
Yeah.
like
Who's the us?
Yeah.
the us is the people who are like are the. There's so many us's, right? So there's the people who's like, you don't deserve shoes. I'm just using the same analogy,
Yeah,
right?
okay, yeah.
So you don't deserve shoes. Those are like
Those
the
are not
super
us.
supreme racists, right?
Sure.
Here's the frustrating people. Like, it's like playing a video game, right? To get to the supreme racist guy who's like, you don't deserve shoes, you got to deal with, but it's okay. At least you have shoes.
Why? Why don't you just go straight up to the masters and kill them? Why do you get mad at the middlemen?
That's not how the journey works. That's
Well,
not how history works. That's not how books work.
In
That's
my,
not like,
in
that's
my
not how
analogy,
life
the
works.
group was the human race. Like, we all
I
get
feel
there
like
together. And maybe
we all
don't
know
get
how
to the
come.
top. None of us get to the top, but our kids might, or our kids might.
We know
Right.
how come some people don't have shoes. That's what's frustrating for me. Is like,
Well, when
we
you
know
say
how come.
when you pretend like you don't understand what I'm saying, or you pretend,
I'm
or
not doing that.
you bypass it.
You've
and
been talking over me the entire time, so it's hard for me to know
Sometimes-
that
Actually, if
you're
you go
hearing me.
if you go listen to the thing, I was trying to make a point, and you.
Sometimes when I talk, I talk about like humans broadly. Like,
Right,
I mean
right.
everyone. But
Right.
sometimes I feel like you're not talking about everyone. Like, there's definitely people you're
because
not including in that.
No, because we're not all together, and like you're.
I
like,
agree, we're not all together, but I like
living,
that.
There's a Pollyanna like vision of like, oh, it's all gonna be good, and our kids, blah blah blah. But fuck my kids. I'm living me right now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? In this group, in this analogy using, I want some goddamn sensible shoes.
I would say
so I
then
can be
find
on the
the
same
person with
hike
the
as you,
shoes, kill them, and
we
take
get to
their
the same
shoes.
No,
journey.
I'm gonna-
What you're saying is like, don't worry about the fact that you have. Don't worry about the fact that I have way better shoes and a backpack and some water. At least you're on the journey.
Yeah.
And what I'm saying,
That's not what
fuck
I'm
that. I want the goddamn water.
That's not what he
and
said.
the, and the
Then
fucking
I say,
cheese.
if
I
you
know,
want it,
that's
then kill
not-
them and take it. Like,
Well, I'm saying
Okay,
I'm gonna help
we tried
everyone. I work every day to get everyone access
Better
to the
weapons
same
now,
fucking
dude.
shoes,
No,
and for
just-
me, shoes equals education and healthcare, and I feel like that's a right that
But you
everyone
understand
should
there's
have.
people. Do you understand there's people
And-
out there who go, they're not the supreme racists because you don't deserve shoes, but they're saying,
Yes.
but they're saying like,
Oh, 100%.
But why are you saying that?
I
Oh,
started
but
to
here's
stop
some-
saying, I know there's racist.
Or there's shoes, or they're like, oh, but here's some sandals. At least you have sandals.
it's pretty good.
You know
It's
what I'm
free.
saying? You know what I'm
I'd be
saying?
grateful.
That's the point. No, I don't want to be grateful for that shit where you have fucking shoes that cover your toes
Yeah,
and you have
that's true.
sandals. Fuck you.
That's
I
true.
deserve. Why do you have sandals? Why do you have shoes and I have sandals?
I don't
What
know.
makes you so better
Well, right
than
now
me?
you have
I
shoes
know,
and I have
know
sandals.
why? Because it's
Right now you have shoes and I have sandals. Why are you? Why am I in sandals?
I'm
That's
sorry
very
this
out
got
of hand.
serious. I'm sorry this got serious.
It's
but-
not. It's
yeah.
all fun.
But it's good to have.
This
like,
is
it's
mature
good to have-
adult
yeah.
thinking. This is
feel-
what we do. This is the WWE of fucking
we know
podcasts.
why. It's racism.
Well, yeah, racism sucks, but I'm like,
Duh.
I'm like, if
So I gave you. So you said
Don't
what you want me to
we-
do in that
oh,
situation,
no, we
right?
haven't.
I just gave you my prescription. What's your
Yes, I
prescription,
have to
Serafina?
pee really bad. What?
Eric just said, "What would I do in that situation?" And I said, "Acknowledgement and give me the goddamn at least same type of shoes, right?" So that's I just answered that solution to that hypothetical problem. Right? So what's your solution?
To what problem?
who gives you the shoes?
To the fucking why when people complain about fucking injustices, how come we get this be positive response? So what's your solution
I
to
don't
that?
respond
I don't. I
positive
say kill the
to social
masters.
injustice. It gets me really upset.
But you just did what I just said.
What? What did I do?
I just said what I just said, and you go, be positive, don't worry about that. That's
I
what you
didn't.
said.
I never
Okay, what-
said that at all.
I'm gonna blame.
Am I
it.
not listening to what you?
I'm gonna tell you this.
Did I say that to him?
I don't know. I'm sure everyone on this
Okay, what did
podcast
you
has
say?
said be positive
Okay,
at
what
one
did you
point.
say? What did you say?
I said after we had talked about that, because I was talking about how I do think that social injustices should be filmed and taped and spread, and we should all be upset and like have active shit towards that. After that, then I started talking about we also need to highlight positive news stories in the same right.
That's what I just said. You just said.
But
Yeah.
I didn't say that in
We
an
all said
answer.
that
I
in
didn't say
different
that in
ways.
an
Yeah.
answer
Okay, but that's
to
what-
social injustice. So that's two different things. That's not an answer to that.
You said, but also as an addendum, that's also an answer,
No,
right?
I was saying that's what I'm
What
in
are
between.
you saying?
I was saying
what are
that's
you
what
saying?
was,
What are
he
you saying?
was
What am I
saying.
getting
I did
confused?
say that.
What am I getting confused? What am I not listening to?
A lot.
This is my problem because I'm really a bad listener.
I'm asking. I summarized what you just said, right?
I feel
and
like-
then you
But
just changed your answer. You just changed your
changing it.
answer.
No, you already knew what I was gonna thought I would have said before I said it, and you're making it
Have
fit
you-
your
Okay,
narrative.
Have you ever-
okay,
To
let me-
be honest.
Okay,
Bradlys,
let me-
Bradlys,
all right,
wait,
let me
wait.
let me redo
Really
what
quick.
you just said.
No, all right.
There's positive, there's negative things that happen to people. We should highlight and do those things, right? And take care of those things, right?
Yes.
Also, we should highlight positive stories.
I was saying that's what Art was saying.
Yeah, I was saying we should have to throw some positivity in there so we don't live in a world
So what
of
are
negative.
you saying?
So what am I saying?
What are you? Which I asked like
To what?
10 times.
You, yeah.
In an
What are you
answer
saying?
specifically into social injustice, I feel like we all should fucking have start with our local communities and start making being a community organizer and having real action and not just sitting on a fucking podcast talking about it. Let's all get together. We know what's happening.
That's the first
we
time you said
know
that.
why it's happening. This is the first time I'm being asked what I think. I was just trying to explain what you guys were talking about.
I've been saying kill the
For
masters the whole
fucking
time.
30 minutes,
I'm like, don't
you
blame
guys
me.
were
Let's
just
get them.
arguing
I'm
with
not-
each other.
That's a good Run
I'm
the
not
Jewels song, by
running
the way.
shit. That's where I learned it,
That's
man.
a good Road to Jerusalem.
Get your ass.
I never read
Everyone
George
should
R. R.
fucking
Martin.
go be a part of their community and know what's going on in their community.
Okay, so to make it real clear, what I was saying, since I don't think you understand what I'm saying, and I know you don't like that because you've been saying that to me the whole time you've been here.
No, I mean,
You don't understand what I'm saying. So what I'm saying is, the response that you're interpreting for art. Did I get that right? You were interpreting for art, so I want to misconstrue what you said. You're interpreting for art.
But we all understand
Ask
what I
Art.
said, right?
Okay, so
This all started off with what I said. This all started off with what I said.
highlight positive stories along with the negative ones, but highlight the positive ones more because that's what's
I think in
more
your
important.
No
in
one
your
ever said
mind.
highlight the positive ones more.
Yeah, it's more like it's more.
No one ever said that.
Yeah,
I mean,
didn't say
look,
Not
look,
more.
Go does does a wolf spend all day just fighting, or does it spend some days sleeping and some of the day fucking? And like everyone needs balance in what
Right.
they're consuming.
Yeah, don't forget about pussy, fool.
If all you're consuming is negativity, not to say that negativity isn't real and valid and just, but if that's all you're consuming all day long, you're gonna be a really fucking negative and angry person.
Yeah.
And I know that's not what you do, but I think that's all that Art was trying
Those
to
are
say.
the ones
That's
I'm worried
all
about,
That's
that
all
sit there and
I
do that.
was trying to say.
Now I'm
like-
understanding what he was saying because I was like, I didn't understand what he was saying in the beginning. I'm
But
like, who are you
understand-
talking
but
about?
you don't understand what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
I do understand what you're
What am I saying?
You're saying that
It's hard out there for a pimp.
that when you're saying that all this social injustice is happening right now, and we should do something about that, all you're getting in response is stay positive. That's what you're saying.
Yeah,
And you're
that's
saying
what
that
saying.
that's what we're saying, and that's not what I'm saying.
Okay, when you say okay.
I think that's what you're trying
That's just
to
what I say to
Okay,
be
no,
nice.
no.
Really, I want to be like, I don't care.
No, we're not doing this. We're not doing this because this is what happens in TV and like the landscape of media. This is what happens.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
You just summarized what I said, and I summarized what you said, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna redo what I said, because what you're saying, you just got, that's the bypass I'm talking about. Exactly what I'm talking about.
So we're just gonna create our own feedback loop here.
No, it's not a feedback loop, but she's like ignoring what like you're just saying.
All right, hold on. Let's do this one more. Hey,
And I said what you said.
hey, you guys, we've all said what we've said. Don't forget, this is recorded.
can't.
We can
No.
literally play it back.
Yeah.
The
Anyways.
second part of what you said is what masked the first part of what I said. And that's what people use to mask the first part.
Okay.
What they said.
What he's
they
saying-
don't go back. They go, but also, you shouldn't consume the negative. There's also
I
positive.
didn't. What?
Okay.
What second part did I say, Bradlys? Right now.
Okay. Let me rephrase what I said. The second part that you said, what you interpreted of what Art said, is that better?
Now I'm confused.
Is that better?
I don't.
Because you're saying you're translating what Art's saying, right?
No, that's what
I
we got
already
started
told
off.
you what I said, or what I feel about what I feel, and you're like, "That's the first time you said it," and I was like, "That's
That's
the
it,
first
isn't
time
it?
that
Alright,
I
that's
was
not-
asked." Actually,
No,
Alright.
wasn't. That was the 10th time because I said, what are you saying? What are you saying? What are you
Alright.
saying? I said,
what I'm
that was-
saying,
Now-
I was
hey,
trying
guys,
to
guys.
interpret what you guys were fucking arguing about.
We're done.
For
I'm not
We're done
arguing
with
about
this.
it.
Hey.
We're done with this. We want to
I
play
thought
that.
we were.
Let's play that clip. Let's play that clip. That feed. Did you say the
What clip?
Trump cunt chant?
Oh yeah.
Let's
that I
just
sent
handle
to you.
that. Let's handle that.
Also-
I have to
also,
pee.
wait,
This has
none
been
of us
over
are
an
gonna
hour and a
solve
half.
this.
Yeah, we're not going to solve this.
Did
I don't think
anyone
there's
did
anything
anyone
to
see
solve.
Sacha Baron Cohen
think
go on and
that-
punk Sarah Palin?
Okay, what happened with that? Let's
Okay.
hear this.
Let's be happy.
Can we? I have to pee really
Go
bad.
pee.
and
Go
I don't.
pee.
I don't want to miss.
All
Go
right.
pee.
Okay,
Go pee.
pause.
We'll cue up the thing. We'll go for a small break on the live stream.
Yeah. Sorry.
Well, this is entertaining. This is what people want to listen to. They don't want to listen to like.
That's what I'm talking
But yeah, they want passion in their fucking.
No, it's all
podcast.
good. What, you don't have to pause it. Let's just keep going.
Yeah.
And I turned the volume down there.
Oh, right on.
Yeah.
Our audio feed, I'm going to pause.
Yeah.
You guys don't talk.
All right. So yeah, you guys see that Sacha Baron Cohen and Sarah Palin thing?
No.
It hasn't come out yet, but
I heard
apparently
about it.
she is pissed off because she did an interview with him thinking that he was a disabled veteran, and I guess quickly it turned out that was not the case. So I'm really hoping that he's going out and interviewing all of these politicians on both sides. I don't want him to just stick to Republicans. I want him to go and talk to, as a disabled veteran, and go and talk to what these people actually think.
Oh, Dolce. Everyone viewing, you might see Dolce on the lap. She's the guard dog of this place.
On the lap.
On Fee lap.
All right,
so let's hear
is
this clip.
I mean, this one's old. It wasn't from today, but it's definitely.
How do you teach that many people to sing that? You know, someone printed out those flyers.
They're
These are
like,
the songs.
That's in England, right?
There's the
They're
king.
really.
Yeah.
They're really on it.
Meanwhile, they had people like apologizing for calling his daughter a cunt.
She is a cunt.
I agree, she's a fucking cunt. But they made
nothing wrong with the word cunt.
they made someone apologize for saying that on cable
If you're
TV.
acting like a cunt or a bitch, you're a fucking bitch or a cunt.
Sometimes I've
And a
been both at the
comedian,
same time. I've been a bitch ass cunt, which is and throwing an ass in there, but you know I've been all three at once, and it's hard to do.
I recently had a powwow with a comedian.
Not
She
for
said
you, Art.
she said I called
Hey,
her a bitch.
hey, that's hey.
And
How
I
else
was
our word? All right, taking that back.
And I was like, and I told her, I told her, I didn't call you a bitch, but I'm gonna bypass that because if I did call you a bitch, I wouldn't deny it.
Bypass.
I'd be like,
Word of the day.
I called you a bitch, yes, and I'm apologizing for it. But if I called you, like, if I know I didn't call you, I know when I call bitches bitches.
I own every bitch that
You're a
come out of
bitch.
my mouth. I've
Is
said.
there
I
one
did.
in there?
And then,
What's up? Cold one? Water, beer?
Beer.
Yeah.
but yeah, in America that would be like, what are you? They'll be distracted by the word cunt instead of like, but he is a cunt.
See, I like the other version of the
bloody
cunt.
cunt.
I like thinking of you guys as like, hey, these are my cunts, you know? Like,
Hey, that's my cunt over there.
hey, don't fuck with my cunt over
That's
there.
the N-word. Cunt, please.
Hey, come please. Can we just make that like, hey, these cunts over here.
These
are my
cunts over here.
Check out these cunts. Those are my cunts. Talking shit about my cunt, dog? That's my cunt.
I just spilled hella beer on me.
My cunt, my
You
cunt.
just like opened up my whole vocabulary level. Like, dude,
So like, Sacha Baron
Where my
Cohen was
cunts at?
involved in that?
where my cunts at?
No, he wasn't involved in that one. So
Dude,
here, let me
your cunts are in your
find the article.
butt.
Okay.
Yeah, find it like that. But yeah, I like what Sasha does. He goes out there and he like really fucks with people.
We need more soccer.
He must
like
have been
chants.
real in like in a nice disguise. You know,
We're out of
unrecognizable.
beers. We're only on the waters. I mean, they're in the fridge. I didn't bring enough in the cooler.
You can have the rest of that beer. You can bypass the fridge.
You
and
did, but
have-
we're gonna talk
have the
about that
rest
after.
of
'Cause you're gonna re-listen to that goddamn part too, because you don't.
We all listen to the podcast
I think I've
over and
I've
over
listened.
and over and over again.
Argument as an excuse for what you were
I
saying.
Hey,
didn't
my argument, first of
use
all,
it-
was misinterpreted, and I hope you got what
And
I'm trying to say.
that's what the only thing
wasn't.
that I was trying
I
to do was
reinterpreted.
clarify,
After
and it
this,
wasn't my
Sacha Baron
argument.
Cohen is coming out with a
I
new
heard you.
movie. It's titled
Moving forward.
Who is America? It's actually not a movie, or is it?
It's a Showtime show.
It is a Showtime show. I apologize. So he's coming out with a Showtime show, and there are conservatives who are very upset about it, namely Sarah Palin, because he tricks them into thinking that he is a disabled veteran.
Kind of like how all of them trick us into thinking that they're like good, decent people who have any of our beliefs in their fucking in their better
Dick Cheney,
interests.
former vice
Nope.
president.
But anyways, it's gonna be good. It's gonna be a Showtime show. This is probably gonna end up getting cut anyways. Because
Yeah, because
Possible to sign my waterboard? Sure.
he's got Dick Cheney signing his
Sign
waterboard.
the
shit.
waterboard. No, looks-
that's
All
hilarious.
I can't wait to watch that.
Oh
That's
wow!
hilarious.
All right, fools. Well,
Dick Cheney's still alive? I was surprised. when I
surprising.
seen it.
Yeah, I mean, he's
He has a human-sized.
what's
safe.
that? What's that thing that rich people do where they like take young people's bloods?
Vampirism?
Vampirism? But no, whatever. Vampirism.
It's like a fountain of youth type of deal.
Yeah, but they. I bet he's got a bunch of little blood boys that run around, and he
Blood
just transfers
boys.
like.
Pence's blood boys.
He should interview.
See,
Mike
I'd have
Pence.
blood ladies because I'm so straight.
Oh,
I'll be like, where's my
man.
blood ladies at? Oh, you can't do it right now. Not
You
this
can only
time.
get blood from them once a month.
Only a certain time. No,
So he's
that's the only
interviewing-
time I can't because then they'd be out. They'd run out.
So he's interviewing stupid people.
Yeah, I guess he's
Politicians.
he's just going around interviewing random Americans. I guess the show's called This Is America, or
This is
whatever.
America. They're trying
something
to
like
fucking-
that.
See what Glover started, dude? You
All
fucking-
these foreigners telling us what America. John Oliver.
That's what I'm saying, dude.
Sacha Baron Cohen.
Sacha Baron
Jordan
Cohen,
Peterson, he's
Jordan
all like,
Peterson,
oh, I'm like, you're Canadian,
Trevor
dog.
Noah,
Yeah.
Jim Jeffries.
Hey, you're starting to sound pretty Republican right there, dude.
All these goddamn foreigners telling me what America's like.
It's refreshing.
What is true?
It is true. They're all over the place.
They're on TV telling us what America's like. They're foreigners.
But like,
I mean, we've been doing it
That's
for
where-
so long to the rest
Yeah,
of the world.
and
I'm sorry, sir.
And I'm from Los Angeles of Mexico, too.
we're a land of foreigners, right?
I mean,
So-
some people were
Finally,
foreigners.
they're getting
Some of us were here.
representation on that fucking TV.
Some of us were here when the Sabertooth
Yeah, me
roamed
too.
these lands.
Yep.
But I don't care. Like I really
Part of
think,
me was.
like I was,
Half of me
hey,
was here.
Like I was telling Bradlys
The other
earlier,
half
like
was,
I
like,
think humans
on
are
the
silly.
other.
Like we shouldn't have like whales don't have like lines. Like you can't come to the Atlantic Ocean if you're from the Pacific. Like, we
Whales
shouldn't
can
do
go
that
wherever
either.
the fuck they want.
That's what I'm not on land.
So
I'll be
can we.
checking them on
Yeah.
land.
There's certain limits.
But that's what
Well,
I'm saying. Like, that's
wait.
where humans fucked up. But we drew all our lines and
You
say
need
these
to
are.
finish that warning to the whales.
Everyone should just go.
Whales,
warn the
don't
whales.
fucking come back on this line.
First of all, whales
Or
listen to this
this land.
podcast the most. They're our
I'll
most
fuck
supportive
you up.
fans. And
Hashtag.
to all you fools.
Subscribe.
Yeah, I speak whale.
Subscribe,
That's
please.
Pacific Ocean whale, though. Atlantic whales.
Yeah. Hey, when is this going out?
5 stars with your
It's,
fans.
Oh,
it's
it's
still
out
live.
now.
It's still live right now.
Yeah, it's
but
gonna be going out like now.
Oh. Well,
Push it together, put it out today or tomorrow.
you got shows to promote?
yeah, I have two. So on the 21st of this month, we've got Homegrown at Westside, 11:30. It's a Saturday, and then a week from that, Knockout Comedy Hour, also a Saturday on the 28th, 11:30 p.m.
Bradlys, you got anything to
Check it out.
bypass that with?
Oh,
I'm going to bypass that with better show on the
21st.
front.
the 21st, I
Damn
also
it.
am doing the Saturday show.
Oh, nice, nice.
At Westside, so come see that.
That's at 8 o'clock.
July 20th, Westside Comedy Theater, 11:30 p.m. Me and Jordan Perry. Your discretion advised.
Fuck
Enjoy.
yeah.
It's a good show.
It is a good show. Excellent.
Sometimes you can see naked dicks on that show.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
What? Not mine.
Oh. I'm buying my ticket
You
now.
did-
Only
You
the
did
ladies
warn-
naked dicks, though.
You did
only,
warn people.
Get your tickets now.
Only lady naked dicks.
Or
though.
should we say dick it?
Those lady dicks.
Those are called long clitorises.
Yo, all my cunts out there, send in your dicks.
Yes.
I'll see you later.
Bye.
Later, fools.